Sam had cleared out the senior officer's quarters, throwing all the miniature furniture into a spare storage room. He took apart several chairs and desks, utilizing tools from his repair kit, and made a quite comfortable bed. The mess hall turned out to be in a damaged section. He wrecked out the next-door cabin and wired in a coil of steel with a heavy resistor, an alien fuse, and a switch from the door in the Bethany to make an electric stovetop. He hammered some leftover metal he found in the storeroom and made a skillet. Orbit had modified the life support to Earth standard. The fog in the hallways still creeped him out, but it had turned out to be designed that way to protect the biomechanical floor cushioning. He was currently wrecking out his door in order to make it the appropriate height when Orbit chimed him. "I thought I had you on. Do not disturb me." "That has always been the case, sir, but you told me to tell you if anything changed in the local vicinity." "And has something changed?" Sam asked. "Yes, sir." "What has changed, Orbit?" There was an edge to his voice. "There's an alien vessel docked to the gantry and they asking permission to enter." "What?" Sam ran down the hall and into the control room. He pulled up the feeds to the gantry. There was a vessel approximately 300 yards long, looking like a twisted morel mushroom with a proboscis attached to the station. "Are they hostile?" "No, sir. They misconstrued your distress call." "How did they misconstrue it, Orbit?" "They thought you were rendering assistance rather than needing it, sir." The boy hologram appeared beside him with a hollow rendering of the alien ship. "I have been talking with them and their engines were damaged." The holoship grew in size, and the aft portion of the ship was highlighted. Sam could see several spots that looked as if they'd exploded. "It appears they were rift-capable also and were struck by a perpendicular rift that matches the Callistode signature." Shit, okay, well, I guess. Sam paused in thought. "Okay, let's meet them. Allow them access to the entrance hall. Tell them I will meet them there." Sam stood waiting at the entry hall, fully suited with Fragger at his hip. The door lifted, and a shimmer was produced as their atmosphere interacted with his. From the gantry rolled a massive 9-foot-tall, cream-colored quilted soccer ball. "What the fuck?" "That is their primary source of locomotion, sir." The creature came apart at the seams. Each section of the ball was in itself a creature. They unhinged, but still remained entangled together. They had 5 body sections meeting in a center. Sam could see 5 potential eyes at the meeting point of each body section. On the ends of their limbish lumps were 5 lumpy fingers splayed out. Those fingers were covered in small tendrils, and they used them to maintain contact with their cohorts. "We are in need of assistance." A male voice came from the center of their mass. "I saw. Your engine is damaged. Our ship is dying. We do not know this space. Will you help us?" They moved a step closer and puffed up. Sam's hand hovered over the fragger. "Details, tell me how I can help, and I might." "Sir," Orbit spoke up. "Their cultural files indicate that their puffing gesture is equivalent to a human bow." Sam looked at the purple hologram at his side. "Did you share our files also?" "Yes, sir." "Does their species have a name?" "They speak directly to one another via contact and visually. They are using words merely for your benefit. A name to them is an alien concept." "All right. Designate them as starfish people." He looked over at the pulsating aliens. "We have a creature similar in shape to your people on my world. I will use that if that is all right." "As you wish. Will you help us?" The mass responded. "Orbit, I suspect already told you I'm alone here. I don't know how I can help you save your ship, but I can try. But I don't want any trouble, that makes sense?" A twitch ran through the aliens. "Ship is dying. You have life space here. Can we share life space?" Sam stood straighter in thought. "I have minimal amounts of food. I don't even know if our species are safe to interact. We are running tests. We have food. Our species can interact. We can share food, if you share life space." Sam nodded. "How long will your rations last?" The creatures twitched again as they communicated amongst themselves and then responded. "Ship dying. Your station is not dying. We share life space. Food will last as long as station." "Orbit, what are their eating customs? Do they have communal meals?" "They do everything in ball clusters, sir," Orbit responded. "Okay." He addressed everyone. "We can discuss our cohabitation over a meal. There's a large room near the hangar bay that I will ready some tables. Orbit, I want you to find out what kind of furniture they prefer. He turned to look at the starfish people. Will your ship support you for a day? You will share life space? Yes, I will share life space with your people. Will your ship live long enough for me to make some places habitable on board the station for you? Share life from station to ship, and station will live. Orbit, what do they mean? Their power core is crippled, sir. I think they are wanting an umbilical cord for their ship. Sam nodded. That makes sense, is that correct? He addressed them. They twitched. Yes, power, cord. Keep ship alive. All right. Plug yourselves into the station. Do not hurt the station. I will prepare some places for your people on board. The starfish people inflated once more. We thank human. Saved us. Sam bowed in kind. You are welcome. I'll get the room ready for lunch tomorrow. The starfish people knitted together and rolled back into the gantry. The door shut behind them. Orbit, did you tell them it was probably our ship that struck them? No, sir. They were already cursing our ship in the first exchange. First good call you've made. Sam spent the day readying the room for the lunch. He managed to roll a round table from an abandoned conference room down the hall. The table was low for him, but matched the specifications the starfish people supplied. He brought in the chair he had built from his room. For their benches, he was moving small beds in from the available crew rooms. Orbit. Yes, sir? You said we are 11 billion miles from home? Light years, sir. I didn't think the Rift drive was capable of speeds anywhere near getting us that far in just 4 hours. That is correct. Nothing near those speeds appeared during the testing. Any ideas? Due to potential for catastrophic failure, not testing was done for over a minute. I believe that may have contributed. Think it scales up over time? It is a potential, sir. As an aside, you are currently the Guinness record holder for farthest human from Earth. Sam set the last bed bench in place. Thanks for that, Orbit. He lifted his undershirt up to wipe sweat from his forehead. Think this will work? Orbit appeared in hologram form beside him, looking at the furniture placement. Yes, sir. This follows their specifications and should be suitable for yourself. Good. Go ahead and let them know the room is ready. A starfish ball rolled down the hallway. A thin red cord was pulled behind them. Sam got up from his seat and greeted them. Hello? The ball unfurled into the 10 creatures that comprised it, all holding an appendage of the others. One held onto the red tendril they had pulled behind them. 2 held onto large black spheres. Greetings, they replied in unison. The 2 set down the spheres. One opened its sphere, revealing a mass of star-shaped bivalves. Sam looked at them. What are those? These are crop, food, you can eat. One of the starfish people pulled out one and squeezed. It opened along its 5 top ridges, revealing a meaty white tissue inside. The person then reached in and pulled out the meat. It mashed it into its centrally located 5-sided beaked mouth. It might make me sick. I don't know if my body can handle it. You can eat, they replied. How do you know? You breathe, we breathe. Yes, we both breathe, but how do you know? You talk, we breathe. We smell, you. Your body can consume this food. We know. Sam took a breath and reached into the sphere. He grabbed a star clam slightly bigger than his hand. He squeezed and it easily opened. He reached in and pulled out the star of white flesh. Cheers! He raised it up and bit into it. He let the flavor hit his tongue as he chewed. He expected disgust, but was surprised. Scallops! It tastes bland like a scallop. He brought up a jug of water that was beside him and poured it into an assortment of cups he had found or manufactured. He passed one to each of them. They waited, and in unison they tilted back and poured the water into their 5-sided mouths. Thank you for water. Do you want another glass full? No, we eat next of next sphere. Witness your reactions. With that one leaned in and opened the other large black sphere. The top came off, revealing greenish, translucent creatures inside. The starfish person pulled it out. It had 2 eyes on the top protrusion, and 4 nubby legs which squirmed as it was lifted. The person opened its maw and put the green creature's head in its mouth. It bit down and the squirming stopped. Oh, wow. I don't know if I can do that. You have mouth, hand. What is hindering? It's moving. The people looked at the wiggling creatures inside the sphere. The one still chewing reached in and pulled one out, with a quick flick and hit it against the table, rendering it lifeless. The person then handed Sam the green creature. Sam took it. He shut his eyes as he slowly put a leg into his mouth. It felt like a filled water balloon. He bit into it. The skin caught in his teeth, and the flesh mushed into his mouth like gelatin. He mushed it around and swallowed. A salty plant flavor permeated his mouth. He cleaned his mouth with his tongue and opened his eyes. They are all right. I just don't like them moving. Good. You can eat food. Now negotiate your life space. Yes, that was the deal. Sam brought his suit gauntlet and used the display to show the station map. This section here has 15 rooms connected to a hallway. Will that suffice? The nearest starfish person leaned over the display. It used its upper appendage to touch display. It moved the map over to a red section near their ship. Here. Can we have? That section is ruptured. No life can live there. Light flickered through the red cord linking the cluster to their ship. Our ship dying. We can fix there. We make rupture gone. You put in life air. Orbit, will that work? If it is sealed, is the life support system still intact? Orbit replied over a speaker in the wall. Yes, sir. The indicated section's life support is still intact. Then I agree. You seal that in and we can reactivate the life support there. They twitched. Agreement is good. Life space shared. Food shared. I had another question. Issue with agreement? No, Sam replied. I wanted to know about your engines. What would we need to repair them? Unknown. Is there no engineer upon your ship? Do you have any idea at all? Did not build ship. We barter, conduct trade for ship. Live on ships we barter. Travel to worlds. Farm worlds. We did not build ship. Well, that is good answer. Mind if I have another of the green things? A person reached in and grabbed him another, slapping it against the table before handing it over. Sam didn't shut his eyes as he bit in this time.